Welcome back to Historical Chronicles. I'm currently on holiday in beautiful Italy, surrounded by amazing art, ruins, and fascinating history. While exploring this incredible country, I couldn't resist sharing a few letters written by some of history's most famous Italians. Over the next few videos, we'll step back in time reading letters written centuries ago, from the mighty Emperor Augustus advising his heir, to Michelangelo's personal frustrations, and finally, to Pliny the Younger's chilling account of the eruption of Vesuvius that buried Pompeii. These letters are windows into the past, offering us a glimpse of what these great figures saw, felt, and feared. So, join me on this little Italian detour as we let history speak for itself, quite literally. Where better to start than with one of Italy's most celebrated artists, Michelangelo Buonarroti. We know him today as a genius, a sculptor, painter, and architect whose works define the Italian Renaissance. But what's often forgotten is that Michelangelo never truly saw himself as a painter. He was a sculptor at heart, with masterpieces like the Pietà and the statue of David. But in 1508, Michelangelo found himself facing a commission that would change his life and art history forever: the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. It wasn't a project he wanted. In fact, he tried to avoid it. Michelangelo had first been summoned to Rome by his patron, Pope Julius II, to work on the Pope's grand tomb. But after disagreements and constant changes, Michelangelo returned to Florence. Progress on the tomb stalled, largely due to lack of funds, and Pope Julius shifted his attention to the Sistine Chapel. The chapel's walls, apart from the altar, had already been decorated by other great artists, but now the Pope wanted the ceiling transformed. He summoned Michelangelo once more to Rome, and what followed was 4 years of back-breaking labour and personal torment. He worked mostly alone, high above the chapel floor on precarious scaffolding he built himself, battling not just the physical demands of the job, but the crushing weight of expectation from the Pope. Initially, the task was to create a painting of the 12 apostles, but after some disagreements between the two men regarding the design and scale, Michelangelo was granted full artistic reign. What he created was beyond anything imagined, a vast masterpiece of over 300 figures and countless biblical scenes. In his letters, Michelangelo gives us rare glimpses into his state of mind: exhausted, covered in paint, longing to work with marble again. By September 1512, with the work nearing completion, Michelangelo received a letter from his father asking for money. He replied, "I must warn you that I don't have a penny and that I'm barefoot and naked, so to speak, and I can't get the balance owed to me until I've finished the work, and I suffer the worst of hardships and toil." But it was earlier, just a year into the project, that Michelangelo poured out his frustrations in a verse sent to his friend Giovanni da Pistoia. It shows the physical and mental toll the ceiling took on him. He said, "I've already grown a goiter from this torture, swollen up here like a cat from Lombardy, or anywhere the stagnant waters poison. My stomach's squashed under my chin, my beard's pointing at heaven, my brain's crushed in a casket, my breast twists like a harpy's. My brush, above me all the time, dribbles the paint so my face makes a fine floor for droppings. My haunches are grinding into my guts, my poor ass strains to work as a counterweight. Every gesture I make is blind and aimless. My skin hangs loose below me, my spine's all knotted from folding over itself. I'm bent taut as a Syrian bow. And because I'm like this, my thoughts are crazy, perfidious tripe. Anyone shoots badly through a crooked blowpipe. My painting is dead. Defend it for me, Giovanni. Protect my honour. I am not in the right place. I'm not a painter." It's a rare and brutally honest reflection from a man we now see as a master. But in that moment, 500 years ago, Michelangelo was struggling, exhausted, and desperate to be done with the ceiling that would eventually become his greatest masterpiece. It's a masterpiece that draws millions of visitors a year from all around the world. But what many people don't see is that behind its beauty lies the story of a man who never wanted the job, who battled exhaustion, frustration, and self-doubt with every brushstroke. His letters remind us that even the greatest artists struggle. He was a man who classed himself as a sculptor, who swore he wasn't a painter, yet left one of the most incredible works of art in the world. Thank you for watching Historical Chronicles. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Thank you for watching. See you next time.